Alright, Unit 6, Formative 1, Day 4, Order of Operations. Now, we've all talked about order of operations. You've probably heard many different sayings. One of the most famous saying is, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." So, PEMDAS. Also, PEMDAS. There's tons of them. So, whatever you've heard, we're going to go back over it. Just a quick review, because you should already know this. So, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, stands for this. It goes parentheses, that's what you do first, so anything in parentheses. Now you got to remember that on top of parentheses you also have brackets that are the same thing. They look like this. You always do the brackets and work your way inside. Then you have your exponents. Now you got to remember exponents mean you're multiplying the number times itself a certain amount of times. And then you have your multiplying and dividing, and then adding and subtracting. When there's more than a multiplying and a dividing, or two multiplying in the same problem, you always work left to right. Kind of like you're reading a book. Same with adding and subtracting. If there's more than one addition or more than one subtracting, you add, subtract left to right. Alright, let's try a couple. Okay, so we're going to simplify the expression. Now, real quick before we get started, expression means a math statement. It's different from an equation because it does not have an equal sign. So these are all expressions because there are no equal signs, and we're just going to simplify them. If you take these step by step, slowly, they're very easy. If you try to rush through this, that's when you make mistakes. So in this problem, we have 5 plus 2 to the third. Okay, so we look and we see we have addition and we have an exponent. Okay, if you looked at our PEMDAS or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you know that exponents come first. So we need to take 2 to the third. What that means is you're taking 2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So this is really 5 plus 8. Now the only thing left to do is add 5 and 8, which is 13. Okay, number 2. You have 12 minus 25 divided by 5. So the two operations in this are subtraction and division. If you go off PEMDAS, you see that division comes first. So before we do anything else, we need to divide 25 divided by 5. So we have 12 minus 5. Now the only thing left to do is subtract. So 12 minus 5 is 7. So again, take your time. Look at what operations you have, and then you can move forward. Let's try some more. Simplify the expression 4 times 6 plus 3 times 4 minus 1 to the second. Now, if you read all that, it seems very confusing. So we're going to start with parentheses. So in the first set of parentheses, all there is a 6. So there's nothing for us to do. In the second set of parentheses, however, you have 4 minus 1. Okay, so we have 4 times 6 plus 3 times, now 4 minus 1 is 3, and you leave that exponent up there. Okay, so now we have multiplying, we have adding, we have another multiplying, and we have an exponent. Well, if you go in order, exponent is next, so you need to take 3 to the second. So you have 4 times 6 plus 3 times, now 3 to the second means 3 times itself, so 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, and then you have 4 times 6 plus 3 times 9. And now there's two different multiplying, so we go left to right. So 4 times 6 is 24 plus 3 times 9, which is 27. Okay, so now you add those together and you get 51. Alright, let's try another one. 2 to the fifth minus 4 to the second divided by 2 to the second. Okay, you have three different exponents. Okay, there's no parentheses, so we're going to go to the exponents. So we're going to just do them from left to right. 2 to the fifth. That means 2 times itself 5 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So 2 to the fifth is actually 32. And then you can put minus, because that's still in there, 4 to the second, which means 4 times itself, so 4 times 4, which is 16, divided by 2 to the second, which is 2 times itself, so 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, now the two operations that we have left are subtraction and division. We know that division goes first, So we're going to take 16 divided by 4. So we have 32 minus, well 16 divided by 4 is 4. And then the last thing to do is 32 minus 4, which is 28. Okay, so like I said, take it step by step. See, are there parentheses? No. Are there exponents? Are there multiplying and dividing? Are there adding and subtracting? If you work your way down, it'll be fine. Alright, last one. Simplifying the expression 2 over 9 times 3 times the 21. Now, if you have two sets of parentheses next to each other, that's multiplying. The question here is, what does this line mean? Okay, so you see a fraction, and sometimes we like to skip the ones with fractions. We get nervous. But a fraction, that line, all it means is divide. Okay, so that's a divide. Then we have multiply and multiply. Well, since those are all on the same level, we work left to right. Okay, so 2 over 9. Now, we learned yesterday how to multiply fractions. Okay, this 3 is actually a fraction. You just can't tell because any whole number is actually over 1. So what we can do is we can multiply those two fractions. So 2 times 3 is 6. 9 times 1 is 9. And that's all still times this 21 over here. Okay, and then you can take 6 over 9 and simplify. Well, 3 goes into both, so this is actually 2 over 3 times 21. Okay, well now 21 is actually over 1. So 2 times 21 is 42. And 3 times 1 is 3. Well, if you divide that, 42 divided by 3, so if you don't know how to do that, you can do your little divide up here. 3 goes into 4 once. Bring down a 3. You're left with 12. So 3 goes into 12 4 times, which means 3 goes into 42 14 times. So your answer is 14. Okay, so just because it's a fraction doesn't mean it's tricky. We learned how to do fractions yesterday. And remember, any whole number is actually a fraction if you put it over 1. Okay, so that's order of operations. We have lots more to work on, so we'll see you tomorrow.